What's going on YouTube? Wildman here, and I'm back in the gym, in an indoor gym for a change, for episode 4, Train Like a Strongman. And today is going to be a shoulder session, which is going to involve the Axle Continental Clean and Press. Going to clean it up in the continental fashion, and then press it over my head as such. As I'm going up in weight, I'm also going to be doing something called a bar facing burpee. I'm only doing 3 reps of this. This is just mainly to work the explosive movement, so that way, as I'm going up in weight on the continental clean and press, the explosiveness is going up as well. And I'm going to be doing some rowing as well, just to kind of mimic that same motion of the clean, so I'm able to get nice and warm and conditioned as I'm going up in weight. That's going to be the strength giant set for the day. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because you will see the axle continental clean and press involved in a lot of strongman competitions. It is very common. And just like in my last video, I was doing a deadlift with the axle. So if you were to purchase an axle, you'd be able to use this implement for not just the deadlift. It's often used in squatting events as well, and a lot of pressing motions. So the axle, very handy to do. I think it's definitely a necessary item to have if you're going to train like a strongman. And it absolutely carries over into barbell lifts. In fact, it's easier to lift with a barbell than it is with an axle, especially this motion, because you have to wrap your hands around it and then set it on your stomach and then mini power clean it to the shoulders before you could even press it overhead. You need to have tremendous grip strength. And since it's so thick as well and it doesn't bend and the ends don't rotate and doesn't have any knurling, it makes it just a brutal implement to lift. So if you're able to lift decent amount of weight on the axle, you could almost like add 20 or 40 pounds to a barbell, which is a lot easier to lift. And like I said, it's very common in competitions. In fact, they base a lot of merit on this particular lift with the axle because it is a world record that you could go for in strongman. So if you want to be able to be recognized as a strongman, definitely get good at the axle continental clean and press. And then lifting a log and lifting a barbell, it definitely translates into those other implements and movements as well. Now you can see in the beginning, I started off doing a clean and then I would do like 3 presses overhead. Now I've switched over into 1 press, mainly because I haven't done this in a while and I haven't worked out in this gym in particular for a while because I was on vacation for a while. So I didn't really have access to this gym as much as I wanted to, just my outdoor gym. But now I'm coming up to my top set and I kind of felt it was appropriate to do 240 pounds because 260 pounds is my PR. So this is just 20 pounds shy of my PR without any equipment on. No belt, no wrist straps, nothing. Those are just sweat guards. And it went up pretty good. Got a little sticky on the lockout, but that's expected if you haven't done that in a while. But now if you really want to get good with your shoulders and make them a lot stronger, this is the absolute recommendation I have. The seated dumbbell press in an upright seat. Trust me, this will blow up your shoulders and will definitely carry over into the overhead press. And it's really good to do this after you've done the total body movement of the continental clean and press, because then you could just focus on the shoulders now. And this will really help with getting the implement overhead no matter what you're doing with a log, a barbell, doesn't really matter. And I was basically just doing 4 rounds and I was working up to a 6 rep max. And I really wanted to make sure that I got up to the 90-pound dumbbells, which is what I wanted to do today. And with the 90s, especially after doing the 240 on the axle continental clean and press, this is something that would make me walk away and make me very happy that I was able to accomplish. And I just kind of increased this dumbbell weight over time. And being upright as I am definitely makes it very hard. So the 6 reps went well. And then as I was going up in weight, no matter which dumbbells I had, this happened to be my last set with the 90s. But I was walking around 10 meters in the gym doing a farmer's carry because I really believe in farmer's carries and it's common in strongman. And I continued on with the rowing. Just wanted to keep it a nice even number. Didn't want to make things too complicated. And rowing definitely is good. Now, if you really want to make sure that your shoulder size increases, this is what I recommend. It's called the Arnold press. So you stay in that seated upright position, and then you just bring dumbbells or kettlebells to the front and then press them up overhead. Arnold Schwarzenegger created this, and this is why his shoulders were so big and looked good. So I was doing that, and this is the assistance giants that I'm doing, which is going to be 3 rounds. I'm also doing some side delt raises. This really hits the shoulders in a different area and makes your shoulders well rounded and stronger for lockouts as well. I kind of made this up, but this is something that I've seen from Strongman. And then I was doing the assault bike, and you can see that I'm enthused to do the assault bike. That's because I was getting very tired. My shoulders were tired, and the assault bike absolutely destroys your cardiovascular system. Now, for the accessory giant set, I was doing 3 rounds, and I'm doing what's called horizontal tricep extensions. At least that's what I call them. Mainly trying to focus on bringing my hands back as far as I can, and then using my elbows to extend out. Really zaps the triceps. Face pulls, of course, because I want to make sure that I'm treating my shoulders after a heavy pressing movement. And this is the best thing you could do to keep your shoulders healthy. And I like how my shirt moves like that when I'm pressing. And the assault bike just to kind of finish off my conditioning. And that was the end of the workout. I really appreciate everybody stopping by, and I hope that you enjoyed this 4-part series. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.